What's going on, guys? Webster Style, Brian Saff here with another NRW checkpoint. Brian, how you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Now, we were conversing earlier, and we got a big announcement today at the time of this recording.
Oh, that's what we calling it?
Elusive, the much rumored about
Waste of
PlayStation 5
time.
Pro, basically, has been announced. And it has been announced for $699. And it is all digital. There is no disk drive in this bad boy. On a day where they also increased the price of controllers by $5. Brian, we're in a console generation where we are technically halfway through and we have not seen any sort of price cuts to these consoles. And Sony has the audacity,
right,
to bring out a console that is $200 more than their standard console, and it has no disk drive. And I am not a PC person, but from all of the reporting I've seen, you can get a comparable, if not better, PC for that same price.
Yeah. They might as well, the PlayStation 5 Pro should have just been a goddamn PC tower.
It wasn't needed. When you have half of your player base still on your last gen console, why are you bringing out a pro model? I think this is when Xbox is really wise. They don't need a pro model. Developers are still overclocking or still haven't clocked out on the Series S yet. The same with the PS5. Developers are still pushing that hardware. For there to be a PlayStation 5 Pro that is $200 more than the standard one, that is also has not seen a price drop and is going up in many parts around the world due to inflation, quote unquote. I don't understand from a business sense why anybody at Sony thought that that was a good idea. Console sales compared to last generation are down for Sony. For Xbox, well, I think Xbox is on par a little bit better because, well, we know Xbox One Gen wasn't that great for them because of Dan Magic and how it started. And Switch sales have slowed down, but of course, Switch is 7 years old now.
Right, everybody got a Switch.
Yeah, it's a little bit different with that. I don't know from a business perspective. From the outside looking in, I say, okay, console sales are slowing down. You do not have a price cut for your general console. 4 years in, there's no price cut. It is still $499 for PlayStation 5 as well as $499 for Xbox Series. Now, obviously, there are some caveats with some of the special editions they brought out. But again, standard high-end normal console, $500. That's where it's been since it started back in 2020. That is absolutely ridiculous. So you have that, but then you bring out your pro model at $700. Brian, who is this for?
I don't know. I already told you. I'm leaving it in the store. I don't know who they intend on selling this pro model to, why they chose to price it at $700. Why we supposed to give a fuck about the graphics being 48% better when this shit looks fine on the regular PlayStation 5? I don't know. I'm
Brian,
mind blown. I'm like, Sony, what?
We are past the stage in video games where most people, normal people, regular gamers. We're not talking about the basement versions on the internet. Shout out Montel. We're not talking about them. I don't think any of us sit there and like, oh my God, these graphics are amazing. We are past the point where we're like, we are past the point where we have an orgasm in our pants every time we see good graphics.
Right.
This is not the 32-bit era to the 64-bit era to the 120. This is not that.
Right.
Most of us don't care about graphical fidelity. It's cool and all, but I don't think any of us are buying a system for that anymore.
No, they said in the fucking thing, we did the numbers, 75% of you or 3/4 of you pick performance over fidelity every time.
Right.
Ain't nobody worried about.
No, and even performance aspect, let's be real. For the most part, for a lot of these games, if you stop shipping games when they're 75% done and patching them afterwards, we wouldn't have issues with performance. We wouldn't have all these issues with bugs. Like oh my. Look, I want to talk to you later, and we're going to do something different. Do something a little bit different that I want to talk to you about, but talking about how digital games are really, or the shift to digitals was killing consoles. And console sales, in my opinion, because
definitely,
I think this aspect of it and what you just brought up is one of the reasons why they don't have to ship a game that's actually done.
Right.
And when they don't do that, then what do? We talk about the bugs, we talk about how bad things are, how things are breaking, how performance, because they're shipping games that literally are not done because they're like, oh, we can do a day one patch.
Or
that's ridiculous. And then we got space the Warhammer game we talked about last week, and people are loving that because it's exactly what we want. It is a game that is complete. It's a couple bugs, but it's complete. It's a game that has an offline mode that you don't need to be online for to play. I mean, it's everything we asked for in what used to be normal and standard.
Right.
But going back to the PlayStation 5 Pro, I'd be very interested to see what the sales are going to be like of it. But I don't think Sony's really going to report it because they're going to lump it into the general sales. But I'd be very interested to see what the adoption rate, because what I saw this week was reported out that even though you heard all these things as far as the portal selling these record numbers, the portal only has a 3% adoption rate of all PS5 owners. That's pretty low. I mean, it's a lot for a handheld like that, but I would think that was something like that. Again, I'm not Sony. I'm not projecting how much should be adoption, but I think with a device like that, I think in order for it to really be a success, in my mind, I'm thinking I need at least a 10% adoption rate.
I can see.
Like,
I can agree.
I think that would be fair. If 10% of my user base has purchased this accessory, that's a good amount of people. Because I think we up to 6 million for PS5, so that's 6 million portals. I think that's a good look as far as I'm concerned. But
I agree.
also with the PlayStation 5 Pro, it's digital.
Yeah, no disk drive, which I don't know. I just talked about this on I'm putting out another episode of the Talk+Play Pod probably tomorrow. But I really want console. I want the gaming industry specifically. We can also run over to the movie side, but not so much because DVD players ain't really a thing no more.
Right.
I want the gaming industry specifically to understand that you can do as much as you want to do to try to shift us away from disc. That don't mean we're not gonna buy no damn disc.
Right.
Give us the option to have that Webster. When I saw this thing, this PlayStation 5 Pro, I said, how the professional model, that's what pro mean, right? Professional. Right. How the professional model don't have a disk drive.
Exactly.
But the standard version 1. Because remember, when they put the Slim out, they tried to finagle that off too. Like, oh, we're not going to do the disk drive unless y'all want an attachment. Version 1 of the PlayStation 5 is an option. You can go digital. You can go disk drive. To my knowledge, those are still on the shelf. Maybe the Slims have kind of moved in a little bit, taking spots, but you can still get you a version 1 PlayStation 5 with a disk drive built in. Why does the professional model of the PlayStation 5 only have digital? No opportunity for a disk drive at all to be attached. Y'all did good with the 2 terabytes of data, but that was what we was expecting. We was also expecting a disk drive. Where is it, Sony? On the professional model? $700?
Right. Not
I
just
should
that.
get everything. The $700 professional model should have everything Sony can offer on the PlayStation 5, plus all the extra bullshit they talk about with new chips and graphical fidelity mixed with performance. I don't know.
Not even that. and everything you said is right, but this is something I thought about as you were talking. These pro systems are pretty much seen as a way for existing players to upgrade.
Right.
These pro systems don't bring in new consoles. These are essentially for the 90% of the people who buy pro models are those that already have a unit and want to upgrade. You can't upgrade if you have a standard PS5 because you got disc.
Right. Like you already shooting yourself in the foot by not allowing for the damn pro model to have a disk drive. Because what about my PlayStation 5 has a disk drive and I have disc games that I put in there. I don't care about this digital, you can just buy it from the store, download it straight to your console. I don't want to do that for every game. You got Call of Duty sitting on the console, 300 megabytes, and you only gave me a terabyte to work with. I'm not doing that. Now, granted, you know how I feel about Call of Duty. It's nowhere near my console. I'm happy about that. However,
look, I'll play it because it's on Game Pass. That's about it.
I don't even care. They can be like, we giving it away. Just like every year, right before they put the new 2K out, you can get it on PlayStation Plus at the monthly game or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't want to play that. I know what time it is. Y'all cash grabbing, y'all giving me the same game for the same. I don't want to do that. And it's extremely large for 300 megabytes for what? I still need Activision to come to the table and explain that to me.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
But on the flip side, like I said, I have disc games. I need the disc drive to put that in there. And you still selling disc games. It would be different if you were like, after the PlayStation 5 Pro model come out, we're not selling no disc with our new releases anymore. No, y'all still doing that. So if I decide I'm rich enough to own a PlayStation 5 Pro, I have to download everything. And then you look what happened with Concord. They actually not only they refunding people money, but they actually taking the game off of people's system.
They did?
Yeah, they just started that this week. They're taking the game off of people's system.
I didn't read that.
Yeah. So if you actually want to, if you were going to be one of them people that's like, okay, well, I mean, it's live service, so it's not much you could do. But if you want to keep the game, like, no, they give you your money back. They uninstalling it off of your console, whether you like it or not. And it's just like, I don't know. We getting it. We're continuously moving into a digital space, like you said, where things are not tangible. You can't physically touch them anymore. And from what I am hearing from gamers, we still want that. So it's like launching this extra expensive ass model with these quote unquote upgrades and everything like that. Like, why not? Why would you subject us to the mercy of downloading a game or playing across the cloud? Because we can stream if you have PlayStation Premium. Why subject us to that when I could just pop my disc in? I'm not worried about anything. That load the game up fine. You can tout your graphical fidelity and performance is all better, 45% better and bigger chips and everything. Just give me a disc drive so I can stick with this in there and play my game. Why I gotta go to the PlayStation store to download everything? It's just weird.
I'm gonna say this, and this is the way I feel, and this is why people get on Xbox. But I think that honestly, PlayStation, with a lot of their business practices, except for the diehard, they're going to push more and more people to PC.
Yeah.
Because when I see things like this that are just so unconsumer, everybody, I don't own a PlayStation. I've never owned a PlayStation. But I have no bias because I played PlayStation many a times growing up from people who had them and so on and so forth. But I look at this, and if I am looking to buy a new system, I look at what PlayStation does and how it treats its customers.
Yeah.
I don't want no parts of Sony and PlayStation. Because y'all treat me like a sucker. Like, are we gonna get more money? Again, they just raised the prices of the controllers by $5.
And I'm like, what do you need the 5 for, Sony?
I'm like, oh my goodness.
What is it?
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Like I said, I don't know what's going to happen, but we've always seen the reckoning happen as far as all these games failing and whatnot, and console sales not where people want them to be. So Microsoft particularly, they're shifting, and while I don't agree with all their decisions, they're a multi-billion-dollar company and they try and make money, and I understand that. But
Mhm.
at least the way they're making money, like it or not, more people play their games. They're trying to make their games accessible everywhere. It is essentially cheap to access their gaming. Sony, $700. Give me your money,
Right.
bitch.
And they still walking down the street like we don't see you. This is not That's not a good decision.
Nah,
I'll leave it at that. I know we got
right.
games to discuss.
Yeah, because we can go on this for a minute, but let's as Brian said, let's talk about our games for this week. It's a selected bunch of games this week because we look at all the PC releases and there's a lot coming out PC every single week. We'll be forever we're talking about everything for
Okay.
PC. But first up, we're looking at Immortal Hunters on the PC. Immortal Hunters is a co-op RPG beat 'em up. People killed the underground god, stole his power, and built a civilization ruled by the church, which is served by powerful immortal hunters. Choose your
Okay.
hero, survive the apocalypse, fight, find a reborn god, expose the lies of the cardinal. So that's that. We are not watching the trailer for that one though.
But it sounds
It
fire.
does. It does sound fire. Next up, we have the sequel and reimagining of a classic game. In this case, it is Yars Rising on the PS4, 5, Xbox. Is on everything. Is the best way of putting it. In Yars Rising, players take control of a young hacker, Kim Kimura,
Yeah.
Mura, who is hired by a mysterious patron to infiltrate a shadowy
Quotec?
Quotech. Sometimes that Q is silent, so almost
Yeah.
like
I
Quotech.
was looking
Let's
for the
say,
U, but I
yeah,
was
same.
like,
Quotech Corporation run, jump, sneak, and hack away through challenges to unravel layers of intrigue in this expansive sci-fi mystery. Embark on Emmy's journey to decipher the mystery of the corporation's closely guarded secret and uncover her inexplicable bond to a far-off alien race. And this is, if you
oh,
those of y'all that are too young to know what Yars Revenge is. Yars Revenge is a classic old school Atari game, which was actually part of their was it Reloaded series that's been coming out over the past couple of months. So yeah, it's just kind of a sequel play on that's coming out in a new different genre. So
okay.
we are watching a trailer for that one. Next up is a game that I will be getting next year because it's coming up. Microsoft and Capcom figured it out.
Good.
But it's not coming out now, but it'll be out next year for Xbox, and I will be buying it. But it's Marvel versus Capcom Fighting Collection on PS4, Switch, and PC today, 2025 for Xbox. The legendary crossover hits are back. The action-packed lineup consisting of 7 unique titles is full of heavy hitters like X-Men versus Street Fighter, Marvel's Capcom 2,
Yeah.
Age of Heroes. The collection also includes the rare beat 'em up game The Punisher. Now, mind you, that's the game I want the most. Honestly, I remember playing all of them, but those classic Konami two-player sort of beat 'em up games, like or they had the Alien versus Predator game, which was fire. This Punisher game where you played as Nick Fury before they race swapped him and made him black. I guess
Right.
technically they ain't race swap him. If you stories they anyway, if you know comics, you know.
You know,
Anyway,
right.
he's Nick Fury, but he's not Nick Fury, if that makes sense. Okay. So yeah, I'm excited for that one. So that's dropping today at time of this recording on PS5, Switch, and PC, Xbox next year. I believe that's like a $59.99 game, but again, you get 7 games, so I think it's well worth the money. And then if we're watching a trailer where you'll see all of the like extra stuff they give you, what I think is really cool too.
Definitely dope.
Now,
All right.
next up is a game. Now, Brian, did
Yes,
you
sir.
ever play Lollipop Chainsaw?
I did not.
Me either. It's one of these games that came out during the 360 PlayStation 3 era that just I won't say people love, but it was one of those edgy games that people talked about. I never got
Okay.
into it. I never played it. It's a scanty clad teenage girl in a cheerleader outfit with a chainsaw. That was edgy back then. But
Yeah.
for some reason, they are remastering in Lollipop Chainsaw RePop on the PS5, Xbox Series System, Switch, and PC. Lollipop Chainsaw RePop is a remake, or is a remake in this case, of the original Lollipop Chainsaw, which leaves the story unchanged with a focus on quality of life improvements and additional gameplay content. Watch Julia, a descendant of zombie hunters, as she fights alongside her boyfriend and family to stop a zombie apocalypse starting in her high school. So we are watching a trailer for that.
Okay.
Next up, we have Selfloss on the PS5, Xbox Series System, Switch, and PC. Selfloss is an action-adventure game set in the post-apocalyptic, whale-worshipping fantasy lands. The old Vol, Kashmir, starts his epic journey by boat and on foot in search of a ritual that can cure his soul wounds. So we are watching the trailer for that because that sort of title, we had to watch that. Or that sort of description, I should say. And then last for this week, we're looking at Fabledom on the PS5, Xbox Series System, Switch, and PC. Once upon a village set in a wholesome fairy tale world, Fabledom is an ideal laid-back city builder. Enjoy the growth of your settlement, trade, and use diplomacy to ally or challenge your neighbors. And most importantly, find yourself a prince or princess and live happily ever after. Now, we're not watching a trailer for that one. But first up, we have Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection.
Woo! I'm actually excited for this too. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is like my favorite fighting game, like all the time. I've never played X-Men vs. Street Fighter.
Oh man.
I'm excited. Punisher game either. I never played this. I'm ready. Arcade. Capcom 2. They took it this to this day. Unbeatable.
A lot of games, dude.
Yeah. PlayStation. Damn, Logan.
The new challenger.
Mega Man.
I'm at that point. I don't care about fighting anymore. I can play. The fact you can put a punch on is awesome.
Fighting Collection. Arcade Classics.
Perfect. Good job.
Now, this reminds me of two things. High school, because a lot of those games, that's what we played in the arcade in high school. But
Mhm.
the second thing is, I know Liquor, but we'll probably look and remembers yesterday was the 25th anniversary of the Dreamcast debut in the United States, 1999. And I was reminded of that because Marvel vs. Capcom was one of the games I played on my Dreamcast all the time. I wish I still had my Dreamcast. That's a long story. But the
Man.
Dreamcast was the first system I bought myself.
Okay.
So
I
I
always remember that first one.
Yes, remember the first one down buying it in the mall in Salisbury, Maryland, because I was in college
Yeah.
then. Yeah, Dreamcast. Still look, they did the Dreamcast dirty, that's all I'm saying.
They
Companies
did.
did the Dreamcast dirty. That was a great system. It'd be
Very
interesting to
good.
see where we are now if the Dreamcast had succeeded.
I feel like it would have been definitely a heavy contender right now.
Well,
Dreamcast is always ahead.
Well, not just that. It was ahead. Like it was ahead in everything. You got to think we didn't get we didn't get online play for any system until I think Xbox Live came out, what, 03? So it was a good 3 years after Sega did it, the Xbox did it, and at least they had a built-in modem. Sony was selling you the modem for the PS4. PS2. It's just
Sony just been
they've been nickel and diamond from a jump. Yeah, I know. They've been nickel and diamond. Look, you had to buy the hard drive, you had to buy the modem. That's also, look, let me tell you, that's also back in the day why I bought an OG Xbox instead of PlayStation 2, because it was a better value for my money. Everything was built in. The only thing that I had to buy that wasn't included, to say was included with the PlayStation 2, was DVD playback, and that was a $10 thing that I stuck in there to activate it, because essentially you were paying for the license instead of Microsoft paying for the license, but it came with a remote control, so it's not like I was just like a software downgrade, pay $10 for it. Like it was actual physical thing that I need to play these. But everything else, modem, hard drive, everything was built into the OG Xbox. And it would, I'm trying to think, did it have cable modem, or I don't remember if it was high speed. I think it might have been. I don't know. It's been,
I believe you could. I think you could wire it.
Yeah, that was a long, it might have been. No, you know what? No, it was, because I remember in my apartment in grad school, I got high-speed internet just to get on Xbox Live. I paid Comcast that money, being a grad student, and I got it because I wanted to go to Xbox Live. That's exactly. And I remember the first game I played online on my Xbox was 2K, whatever it was.
2K1.
No, this would have been like probably 2K2 or 2K3 by that point in time.
Okay.
Or maybe 2K4, because what, 2003? Yeah, it's probably 2K4. So, but all right, that's it. The reminiscing, all those beautiful fighting games. Next up, we have Yars Rising.
Emmy, can you read me? How goes the mission?
Take it to the server room, install the dongle, then get out.
You got it. Good luck.
Oh yeah, that's sweet.
Whoa.
Oh, that's cool.
Yes. I like when games like this, they utilize a different part of the camera angle, so it don't always feel like you're playing like just a side scroller all the time. Yeah. That 2.5D feel.
My only issue with this trailer was that song. I feel like that song this could have been that was a really cool trailer. I just think the choice of music it made it seem cutesy and whatnot. And they had a girl protagonist, but really,
Right.
I felt like that was a bit sexist there, man.
Right.
It's sexist. What do you think of it, Brian?
You know what? Cool. Like I said, I like the way it was done, the camera angles and things. Like a pretty like standard, side scrolling jump through, or not jump through, but traverse the little tunnels and but it still look cool.
Yeah, I like that, but then you had that gameplay of like the original Yars Revenge as part of like whatever was going on, and you play that to help to upgrade your abilities and whatnot in the sort of the platforming aspect of things. I thought that was really cool and a really unique idea.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah. Next up, we have Lollipop Chainsaw RePop.
It's the Lollipop girl with the chainsaw. Trigami.
Oh, that's good. I like it when
I see
you play games, you can play the old way or the upgraded graphics.
Yeah. It was about to hit me with a jump scare. Should have been in the other trailer.
Yeah.
First they have to get him in there.
And I think that's probably why I didn't play it back then. There's nothing about this game that excites me.
Yes. They try and do a lot of fan service in there. And what, zombies, and she kill them with chainsaws?
I think because it reminds me of that Japanese series with the girl in the cowboy hat. And I forget it's called. And actually, I bought it on 360 because it was like $2.99 one day, and I played it way back when. It reminds me so much of that in premise. Obviously, it's not a family thing, but scanning clad girl using swords and stuff and killing zombies. Yeah, I mean, I think again that's why it didn't appeal to me back then. It doesn't appeal to me now. It looks uninspiring to me.
It's a game.
Yeah. It looks very uninspiring. But that's our take on that. Last this week we have Selfloss.
Oh yeah. Let's see what they talking about.
The houses are moving.
Sky.
looks beautiful. It looks, look, we talk about something that looks uninspiring. That looks very inspiring. Like, oh, I
Yeah,
want to
very
know what that's
unique.
about. Yeah, exactly.
I want to understand what's going on with the story. Like,
Exactly.
okay, not mad at that.
All right. Well, that's our games for the week. Brian, what's going on with you, man?
Like I said earlier, getting ready to put this next episode of Talk+Play Blurred Pod out into the world. Just gonna cut Sony out for a little bit and then get out y'all
Only a
way.
little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I try to, it's on YouTube now, so we gotta try to keep it a little PG, I guess. But I'm just disappointed in all the decisions they've been making lately, and I'm just like, damn, I guess I just play the games I got until they get their stuff together.
Exactly.
Oh,
I don't think there is especially because of the shift to digital. That's another reason I want to bring it with you. I think that we have so many games now that we can play. And I think I told you, even when I let my subscription lapse to Xbox Game Pass a little bit of time, I literally owned 400 plus games,
yeah,
some of which I've never played just because,
it's same.
they gave them to me. I downloaded them. Okay, great. Because of that, I think we have so many options now. I don't have to take a crap like that from Sony.
Yeah,
or
and
Microsoft or whomever, maybe Nintendo, but
that's a different
Nintendo's
story.
in many respects a benevolent god, not a god that tries to bend you over with no Vaseline like Sony does. And at least Microsoft will at least lube you up and then whisper sweet nothings in your ear while they're doing it.
Make
So
you
I give
feel
them a little
something
bit.
for yourself.
They try to make you
Do
feel a
some
little
dignity.
good about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be gentle on you. I still love you, baby. I know you love my box.
Give me this money. Right.
We will not get Kuya demonetized right now. But yeah, okay. So you're talking about Sony. So that's coming out. It's a whole bunch of stuff that's coming out. That's come out. Time this recording. My full retrospective of AtlanticCon is out. So that's all interviews, cosplay show, panels, B-roll footage, video game tournament, all that's there in 1 hour and 2 minute video. So you can jump to the parts you like.
Hey.
My blogs from NJPW, New Japan Pro Wrestling is out. Myself, Kuya P, Sean Mongold, his wife Maki were all out there, and we had a good old time. Then after that, my vlog to NWA 76 is out. So that's there too. And then as of this recording, up next for the rest of the week are my interviews with authors Indy Jones and then author Jerice Smiley. And then there'll probably be other stuff. But right now, that's all the stuff that's done, locked and loaded and coming right for you. But we are Nerds of the World. It's man, it's new stuff every day. It's not one video a day, it's
Right.
stuff every single day. Boom, 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 rapid fire here in Nerds of the World. So you can get your fix no matter what your nerddom is. In order to make sure you don't miss out on anything, make sure you follow us on all the pertinent socials. In this case, X at the NRW, Instagram News Wednesday, and of course, where we at, baby, we on YouTube. So make sure you like, you share, and you subscribe.